Welcome back to Learn SKN, and this video is just a little chit chat about the way forward for some of us. Well, first and foremost, I hope you're enjoying your summer thus far. Don't sweat it about the CXC results or the CAPE results. When it come. Just enjoy yourself until then, and it's kind of difficult to do because some persons are worried. But try to enjoy yourself, get a summer job, do something positive and constructive. But this video is about the way forward for some of us, right? From students. Now, if you're finishing sixth form, then you might want to be considering your next step. Or even if you're finishing CXC, you might be want to considering 2-3 years down the line what you're gonna do next. And so naturally your next step should be university, right? I did a video on why I believe people should still go to universities. It doesn't have to be the traditional 4-year, 3-year in the Caribbean one. You can go to a technical school, a 2-year, whatever it is, but you need something beyond your secondary education, beyond your sixth form level education, right? You need something beyond that, a skill, something. You need something beyond that. And so what I want to consider today, give you something to think about, is what degrees or majors should I look at when I'm considering going to college. Now, this article by Forbes, top 5 most popular college degrees in 2025 ranked by ROI. That being the key phrase there, ROI, return on investment. What this is speaking to is, based on the money I'm spending on a degree, which one will give me back more of a return? Which one will give me back in a shorter time, maybe the best financial returns? All degrees are not created equally, all not the same cost, they're not the same price. Some are far more expensive than others. Law school, medical school, etc., etc., engineering. Some of them are just the MBA, business school. So some are more expensive than others. And so we're going to look at the top 5 that kind of worth the money that you spend, because you're going to get that return on investment for that expense. Now, we're going to consider some other things at the end, but let's just run through it right quick. Alright, number 1 they have here, engineering, right? Engineering. And it's about different, not just one type of engineering, but majority of them: aerospace engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, climate solutions, smart infrastructure, defense and technology, manufacturing, innovation. So engineering in its broadest sense is number 1 according to Forbes, right? You'll realize that a lot of persons who are running Silicon Valley, right, they have some engineering background, right? Either some science, engineering, that kind of thing. They have some kind of engineering background, a lot of persons, because that whole idea of critical thinking, problem solving, all that is a part of being an engineer. Practical skills. You look at something and you try to come up with a practical solution for that problem, regardless of the field of engineering, right? So you can see where that one can really put you down different avenues to earn. Let's say here 5-year earnings up to $500,000, median annual wage $100,000. So you're already on track for a 6-figure salary if you do the engineering. Not guaranteed, of course, but they're saying that median, right? So on average, somebody might be, people might be up, people might be below, but for the most part, that's around the area of the return. They say return on investment for 5 years, 326.6%. So they're saying you spend X amount of money to get this degree, within 5 years, that would have paid back for itself, triple by then. So engineering. And you see all the careers there, right? And the growth opportunities in those different areas. Then number 2 is computer science and IT. Technology is premium. So here, 5-year return on investment, 310.3%. Median annual wage, $95,000. By the time you reach the 5-year mark, you should be earning at least $475,000. Now this one is very tricky, because that you have to know what you're doing when you enter the computer science field. The whole programming and everything, that might be going the way of the dodo. It might be extinct soon because of course, AI. So keep that in mind when you're considering some of these degrees. What role can AI play in these jobs that might put me out later on? So computer science, you have to choose the right alley, the right avenue to get the best returns. And of course, number one here, career specialization, AI and machine learning. Develop smart systems and algorithms. Cybersecurity is another big one. And data protection. A lot of people are really high on this thing because you don't want, since everything is becoming so digital now, cybersecurity is a very important aspect of the IT and computer world. Network management and system architecture. Build and maintain IT infrastructure. So, so you realize that they didn't really push anything about programming and those kind of things because, like I said before, AI doing a lot of the entry level stuff when it comes to computer science and computer and IT. So keep that in mind, that AI, you have to master what AI is about. That's your foot in, right? So things that AI can't really readily do, that's where you need to aim. For example, to set up a whole network and manage it, AI can assist you, but for the most part, you need to know what you're doing, right? Even the hardware side of things, running the network cables, that kind of stuff, right? So that's a field right there. Good opportunities. Digital transformation drives technology adoption across all industries. Remote work evolution for sure. Access global talent opportunities and distributed teams. AI, again, cybersecurity. So keep that in mind, that computer science. All right, looking at number 3, very important. AI can help you with this one. Nursing, healthcare's high return investment at a glance. So nursing is rapidly becoming one of those in need, in demand specialties, skills, degrees, because everybody eventually going to need to go to the doctor, assistant care living, in-house nursing. People need that kind of service. Until we in the distant future when robots taking over, until you need that human touch. And so there's always a room for nursing in the healthcare field. Return on investment after for 5 years, 280.9%. Median average wage, 86,000. 5-year earnings, 430,000. Right, but you have to keep all those things in mind because in nursing sometimes the hours might be a little hectic, that kind of thing, but still. Career specialization, bedside patient care, specialized roles, advanced practice, leadership. No matter how rich you are, how poor you are, whatever, eventually you're going to reach a point where, nursing, hospital, that kind of thing. So there's always room for good healthcare providers. Not just nursing alone, but assistants, healthcare providers in general. So there's always room for that. So keep that in mind. A good return on investment. Good opportunities, of course. Aging population. When the mommy and daddy ready to go in the nursing home, you need nurses in there. Here we call it a nursing home. Or in-house living, in-house nurse, that kind of thing. Geographic flexibility. Because of the nature of the skills acquired through nursing, it can transfer anywhere in the world. Right? We are all humans. Anatomies are basically the same. Needs are basically the same. So that can transfer to almost any geographical location. Recession resistant. Work in healthcare that remains essential regardless of economic conditions. That's why they call them essentials, right? Essential workers. During COVID, they were on the front line helping with the battle. So no matter how up or down the economy is, you need nurses. Career achievement. Advancement, follow clear path to specialized and leadership roles. So you can see where you can start here and end up there. If I do this, that, you see the steps to reach where you need to go. So nursing. Alright, the second to last one for this one. Accounting. Now this one again, very important. Accounting. Business foundation with strong returns. At a glance, 5 years, 261.3% return. Median annual wage, 80,000. 5-year earnings up to 400,000, especially when you reach all those levels. When you become a certified public accountant, forensic accounting, all those things, right? And so people always one thing about accounting. Look at what the economy is doing. People need to know, or businesses need to know where their monies are going, or where I can save, where I can spend. They need to know how that money thing is playing out. And so there's always room for accounting out there in all kind of industries. Majority of the industries, they need some kind of accounting involved in them because you have to be able to manage your money, your ship, right? Career specialization, public accounting, corporate accounting for sure, right? The money right there, corporate accounting. Specialized areas focus on forensic accounting, tax planning, financial analysis, management roles, advanced to CFO, chief financial officer, controller and senior financial positions, so controller even in port, those kind of things, IRS, inland revenue, all those things. So accountants, I mean, for me it's boring. Accounting is just boring for me. But for those who love it, that's a very good career path. And of course, you can do it on your own. You can do your own little freelance accounting, right? You don't need to be. That's a very easy way to become an entrepreneur, self-reliance, right? So that's a good path if you're considering. So you're going to sixth form. You may want to do some accounts, some nursing, some biology, chemistry, whatever it might be, right? Growth opportunities, CPA, of course. Once you're a CPA, a certified public accountant, you can send that skill around the world or whatever the equivalent is for that area, right? So that's another bad way to go. Technology integration. So a lot of persons can't really use those Excel and all those things. Some people just know how to do these things. Put a spreadsheet together, put in the formulas, use a little QuickBook, that kind of thing, right? And people always seeking out your expertise in that area. All right, the last one, biochemistry. Science meets high returns. So 5-year return on investment, 248.2%. Median annual wage, 76,000. 5-year earnings, 380,000. Right? Why science careers thrive? Biochemistry combines scientific knowledge with practical application in healthcare, pharmaceuticals, and biotechnology industries. Right? They say biochemistry. Some I've seen charts that show that biology on its own is a non-starter. Not really a good degree to get, just biology on its own. But biochemistry now, mixing all that together. You see the different industries, again, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, biotechnology industries. Career specialization, research and development, of course. Laboratory work, quality control, environmental consulting. Growth opportunities, drug development, biotechnological innovation. Cross-industry application, you can use that to apply it for different industries because biochemistry. So biology, chemistry, look at food. You can use that in food, developing food, the environment, manufacturing, those kind of things. Right? So those are the top 5, according to Forbes, degrees with the highest return on investment. Of course, you have to now choose wisely. Again, it's up to you. You might have your passion, those kind of things. So make sure what degree you choose kind of fit what you want. Nothing worse than going into a degree that you don't like and then you're wasting money, and in a year or two you're out of that field after graduating. Right? My personal advice has always been work a year and a half, 2 years before going on to university. Don't just jump from sixth form straight to university. Give yourself that time to understand what's happening, get in the world of work. It prepares you better for when you go over there to be more independent, that kind of thing, right? And so keep those things in mind. Other things to keep in mind: the personal fit, work-life balance. Like I said before, nursing, sometimes you don't have any social life. Money might be there, but you're working 24-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, that kind of thing. Might be a little difficult for you, but if you're up for that, that's all for you. And so these are things you need to consider, right? So, of course, do your research. Make sure you know that your work, the job, the area you're going into is not going to be replaced just now by AI or something else or advanced technology. So, market trends and future proofing. Make sure what you're looking at, there's a future in that area. Do your research. See where it's going, see where the industry is going up, down, see where the demand looking like, that kind of thing, right? So, just some advice for you before you jump into that next step. I'm going to do some other videos on this topic if you so desire, just to see not just the ROI, but other reasons, other top degrees, and for whatever reasons they are seen as such, right? So enjoy your summer. Hope for the best for our results. And that's it for this one. Like, subscribe, check the other videos that looked at why should I go college, or check the video I did on hustle, right? A little side hustle for your summer, right? That's it for now.